Hello everyone and welcome to our Nintendo Twitch channel where we are streaming our game club game, which is Donkey Kong 64. I have been playing this game for this entire week, and today will be a little more interesting in that we actually have some discussion questions, which I am taking directly from a post that is on our subreddit, Our Nintendo. It's called Our Nintendo Discusses Donkey Kong 64. So there are some discussion prompts which I'll be addressing while trying to meet all of the challenges and earn points so that I can make it further up on the leaderboard. For those who do not know, Game Club consists of completing challenges which earns you points, and then ideally you make it onto the leaderboard and compete with fellow members on Our Nintendo for the top spot. Currently, I am dead last on the displayed leaderboard. I mean, the dead last on the list of top 15. So, hopefully this puts me out ahead just a little bit. I have already completed one of the challenges at least, which is beat Donkey Kong with Donkey Kong, by beating the Donkey Kong arcade machine and obtaining the Nintendo coin. And there's much more to do. It looks like I have to unlock all the secret power-ups from Cranky Kong. And then in addition, I have to basically comment on my favorite secret in the game. And then in addition, I have to get 15 fairies, 2 golden crowns, and 100 golden bananas. So, right now, I'm pretty close to that. Let's see. Let's look at all the game totals. That's just for this level. Huh. Okay, so I'm actually not 100%... Oh, here we are. See, I have 1 banana left before I meet that challenge. And I should have enough banana coins. Yes, I'm good to go. Oh. I'm not good to go because I need 15 fairies, so I need 6 of those. And then I should be okay on the golden crowns. Yes, I have 4 of those. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and then hopefully I will make it even further today. So let's get going. I have just unlocked this door here, which leads to a boss battle. It looks like I have to use Lanky, so I'm gonna see what this is about. The boss battles are always a lot of fun. So, let's go. By the way, I can't promise that I'm gonna be very good at this game, so we're gonna have to see what happens. There we go, couldn't see anything. Okay. Probably hold Z. Half of the problem with boss battles is figuring out the controls. Okay. So you're supposed to be driving around with the Z button. I'm playing on the Wii U. With the gamepad, actually. It's easier to see. Looks like I'm supposed to drive around and go through the targets within a certain time limit. Okay. I don't know why all those poles are there. I guess it's kind of... Oh man, I'm gonna die very quickly. At some point, I think you get a 3rd watermelon, which gives you a little bit more versatility. Well, that's something. So these boss battles, they are a lot of fun. Oh my goodness. But very challenging, some of them. I think this one's probably one of the easy ones. Oh my gosh. I'm going to die, friends. That's okay. Maybe by some miracle, I might just make it. Or not. Or not. Oh, goodness. Okay, I gotta get my act together. Lanky is the king. He's my favorite character of the 5, so I'm glad that we're starting today with a boss battle with Lanky. This is one of my more beloved boss battles. Funny thing is, I actually played through 100% of this game back in November. But because it was done on another NNID. And what happens is, when you want to switch NNIDs on the Switch, I mean on the Wii U, it takes all the saves and you downloaded games with it. Oh man, look at this. So I lost the entire save because I switched the main NNID. And so that's how this happened. But I mean, this is more fun this way anyways. Our goal is to stream every Game Club game that we come out with from now on. Ideally, we're still working on portable support. I mean, we're still working on a portable stream. Looks like you jump over the waves. That makes sense. Man, the controls are very sensitive. Please? Okay. So, basically, it's okay that I lost my save, because it's more fun when you're actually playing the games during Game Club, rather than just showing your save from before. So if you have the time, I highly recommend actually playing the games during the 2 weeks in which it's the featured game of the month. For those who haven't been to the sub recently, especially on the actual website, on the computers, our entire sub is usually designed for each gaming club. So we have banners. Donkey Kong's basically everywhere right now. Oh, look at these controls. I'm also a bad gamer, probably, but man, these controls are not easy. Please. Okay. What is this, the 3rd time? Usually it's 3 to 5. Okay, I was about to drive right into that. That's oh my gosh. This is bad. Oh man. Oh gosh. Here we are. If there's any boss battle where you need... see, look at that. That was just a cheap shot. I was just coming off of a cutscene. I didn't even have a shot. Alright, 1 down. I'm gonna guess 4 to go, maybe? Well, the problem is you have to drive over 2 of them. Oh gosh. Man, the controls are sensitive. If you couldn't tell, I actually did jump over the waves. Just drove right into it. Okay. 2 down. 3 to go, maybe? Oh, come on. That was almost a gimmick. Where is this thing? Ooh. Tricky. Well, that was quick. 3 down, 2 to go. Okay. Oh, and I have 2... I can get hit twice more. Well, no, once more. Gosh, they're not gonna let up. I'm glad the waves are gone. This is the 4th time. He is... Oh, they get smaller. Oh my gosh. I drove right in. That's suspense. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the seconds got lower too. Yes! Alright. This game's a lot like Banjo, and I mean, actually, a lot of people do not really like Donkey Kong 64 in comparison to Banjo, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I think basically the main reason is because there are multiple characters in Donkey Kong 64, and it's a very large game. There are a lot of things to collect. For instance, there are 201 bananas, the equivalent of the Mario star or the Banjo puzzle piece, and so that makes for a very long game, and you have these 5 characters, so you have to get 5 bananas, 5 golden bananas for each in every level. You have to, well, you don't have to, but you can collect up to 100 normal bananas that are color specific, so each character has their own color. And so that just makes for a very confusing, convoluted experience. And in this particular level, this level is Gloomy Galleon. In Gloomy Galleon in particular, it is widely known for being really confusing. But my recommendation when playing Donkey Kong 64 is to take one whole world, possibly even in one go. Because what the issue is really memorization and familiarity with the world you're in. So I think the closer you play each world of the game to each other, if possible even all within one day, the more likely you are to remember everything. And that makes this game much easier, in my opinion. So, yeah, one of the other reasons that the game may receive criticism today is because of the camera. The camera is fairly typical for games of this era, but, you know, modern gamers who try to enjoy a game like this have a hard time because of things like the camera. But again, I think in its own time, it was perfectly appropriate. And so, I mean, that makes this I think all in all, a pretty good title. If you're a fan of Donkey Kong and platformers, then there's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy this game as well.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Okay. There's a number of different little mini games. This one is probably one of the easier ones.
Well done!
There's two of them I think that are very difficult. And it's mostly due to the control scheme for them. Hopefully I don't have to do them in front of you on the stream, because honestly they are a real pain. So Lanky is nearly done. I have to get his blueprints. I think the blueprints fellow is over this way, maybe. Oh yes, he is. I probably have to get the balloon. Get him as balloon. And then find my way over this way. There he is. No, that's Donkey Kong's. I don't know where Lanky's is. Well, let's start with Diddy. Because Diddy's jump pad, I guess you could call it, is right up here for this other side. So, you know, some of the... One question... Oh, what bad timing. One question we're trying to address today in today's discussion topic is, what are some of the best elements of Donkey Kong 64 that make it an enduring game today? What aspects of it have aged and lasted well? And I would... Ooh, gosh. I swear, that is frustrating. One of the aspects that I think makes it a really good game, in my opinion, is I do like the multiple characters. There may be better ways to implement how they're used, but in general, for its time, the ability to switch characters at will and for them all to have slightly different abilities, that was really, really interesting concept, and I don't know if we've really seen much of that. And it's understandable, because with this being, if not the only, certainly one of the most memorable attempts, it is hard for people to follow in the footsteps of a game that was so controversial. And so it's understandable if developers didn't want to make a game like this again. But I think that is a concept, playing multiple characters who have full freedom. Oh man. Have full freedom to go anywhere in a level. I think that's a good idea. And I think that we should be able to do this, be able to play like this in other games. Okay, to be stealthful, I'm gonna have to be silent and focused. Oh.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Some of the other aspects, I think, and this is pretty typical of many platformers, are the minigames are actually pretty good for the most part. Like I said before, there's one or two that are kind of painful to play through, and I mean, it may have been due to just less familiarity with the analog stick. And I feel like if they were to make a tighter analog stick feel for those minigames, that would have been easily fixed. So the minigame variety is good. Minigames make a return throughout the game. And usually they're increasingly difficult, and sometimes they even have
Welcome to bonus stage.
Other twists and turns to them, like this maze game, for instance. The first one you did of the maze was, there was none of this light challenge. You were basically just given a timer and had to run as fast as possible. And that was it. But now you can see that there's also this additional challenge of trying to avoid the searchlights. So I guess the way is the one way I haven't tried yet. So that makes it more challenging, obviously, and I think it's enjoyable, and I do like that implementation of the minigames.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I think it also sorry guys. I think it also adds to the variety in the game.
Welcome to bonus stage.
There are some 3D platformers that are a little more mundane, in that the way in which you collect whatever the equivalent to the golden banana might be is he's probably gonna turn this way. Oh, look at that. Before I've just been kind of running over the lights.
Welcome to bonus stage.
So yeah, it certainly adds a nice mixture. One other thing that I think in particular is a strength, perhaps we'll see one today, the barrel mazes. You know, the barrel mazes are generally a staple of any Donkey Kong game. But this is the only Donkey Kong game where we've had it where the game has been fully 3D. And the mazes were 3D as well. And those 3D mazes in this game are actually extremely good. So I think that's another strength, that when they brought Donkey Kong... I gotta be more stealthful, obviously. One of the strengths of bringing Donkey Kong into the 3D world was the way in which they implemented 3D mazes. 3D barrel mazes. Maybe I should just do what I was doing before. Yeah. Gotta make sure I know which turn he's gonna do. Alright. Ah, so close. Getting closer.
Welcome to bonus stage.
One other aspect of the game, maybe that people don't often talk about, but is certainly a strength worth considering, is that the overworld of this particular game is not cavernous like it is for many other games. Like in Banjo-Kazooie, for instance, you're mostly in Gruntilda's Lair.
Welcome to bonus stage.
And so, you know, having this big island with these various worlds hidden within is really cool, I think. Makes for nicer variety. Gotta hustle, maybe. Alright. Okay. Hopefully I made the right choice. No, I did not. Well, isn't that just great? Alright, I made it.
Well done!
Oh yeah, I made it to 100 bananas before, I didn't even notice. Oh, okay, that's how Donkey Kong gets up there. I think Diddy had one more thing, maybe. Let's see. Okay, I got... Diddy has all 100 bananas. He's good. I'm done with him for this level. Oh wait, was that level pad activated? Often you have to walk over them first, so I'm gonna have to double check that just to make sure. Yeah, it's fine. And all the worlds in this game really match generally well with the overall island theme we have going in this game. Sometimes in 3D platformers, the worlds are just extremely varietous and do not really connect at all with any other aspect of the game. And there's a strength in that. It's certainly interesting to have completely different levels that, you know, don't necessarily correlate thematically. But I think there's also an advantage to making a platformer that does connect thematically. So every level in this game, like I said before, has a jungle, islandish vibe to it. Perhaps the most different world in this game is the desert level, Aztec. What's it called? Aztec. Let's see. I always forget it. Angry Aztec. And even that, they found a way to make it at least marginally connected to everything else. Oh, so I think that means I have everyone's blueprints now. Donkey Kong, I already turned his in, haven't turned his in, but I have it. Okay, so it's time to go and turn in the remainder of the blueprints. Which is a major component of this game. I forget how many blueprints you have to get. I don't know if it's actually all of them or just the majority of them. But in any case, since I have them and since it's a quick stop, a quick banana, I might as well. I'm just gonna have to make sure. No, he's not here. He's over there. So as you can see, I have an understanding of the level's layout, and that's because I've been playing it recently. Now, if I waited a week and then tried to play with another character, then I'd be confused and annoyed because I am having to collect all their various bananas while rememorizing the level. But if you have a deep familiarity to the point where you're going, oh yeah, I left those blue coins for Lanky back there, then it should go relatively smoothly. And then in addition to that, let's watch the cutscene here. I call those 90s machines. In addition, you don't even have to collect everything if you don't want to. And I mean, for the purposes of this stream, I'm not going to probably end up collecting everything. But in general, as a gamer, I do like to collect everything I can. So the possibility is there for people like me. I thought I had it. Oh, it's Lanky that I need. But yeah, for gamers who just want a more... Oh, I got a Lanky. Have a more limited engagement with the game, who don't want to collect everything, then that option's there for you. So, you know, I think that's another strength of this game. I think you only need to collect perhaps 60% of what's in the game, depending on what you're talking about. I think you need 120 bananas, possibly. So I'm good in the blueprints arena for this level. I don't even know what I have left. Lanky's good. Diddy's good. Donkey Kong's not good. He's not good. Chunky. Tiny's good. So I got Chunky and Donkey to worry about. But see, if this is an example. I am there's two options for me. I could either search this level high and low for all the additional things I'm missing, or I could just exit and go on to the next. And that's what I'm gonna do. So there's that advantage. Oops. That key I earned at the beginning of this stream, well, after defeating the boss. That key is basically what you need to move on to the next level, and you have access to that key relatively quickly. You just have to get bananas, the small color-coded bananas. And that opens the door to the boss, and then defeating the boss gets you the key. And getting the key allows you to unlock another part of the cage here. Who would have thought? I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting the exact layout of the levels in this worlds in this game. Oh, I forgot to unlock 3. What? Nothing happens? Okay. You actually have to walk right up? Can't talk to him? See what's going on? Well, that's my barrel, but it's not time. I think that what that does is allow you to run really fast. Let's see. Okay. Oh yes, there. This little island, I think. No, that's not that one. And you know, the island's big enough to be interesting, but small enough to not take up too much time if you need to just get from point A to point B. That is, once you know where it is. I think there's just trees here. Yeah. I guess I should always check under the water, too. Just in case I'm missing something. But yeah, I think one other reason people dislike this game was, I mean, this was Donkey Kong's first foray into the 3D world, and even up to this point, it's his last. No game has been made since, and the reasons for that are probably several. Huh. I don't actually know where that island was. We saw a little rock explode and there was a barrel. Oh man. I don't know where it is. Okay. Maybe if I get to a higher vantage point, I'll see something. This is as high as I know how to go right now. Yeah, I think... Oh, there we are. How did I not see that before? That's very odd. Huh. I just passed right by it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think Donkey Kong is well suited for 3D platforming. But I think the reason up to this point why that has not happened is because 3D platforming in general has been on hiatus. But basically, I believe that if developers like Nintendo tried to make more 3D platformers, I think that we would get more interesting stuff. It's just a matter of developers taking the time to create it. And you know, the first 3D platformer we've had in a very long time is Yooka-Laylee. I haven't played through it yet. It seems to be getting okay reviews. Basically a letter grade of a B or a C, so it passes. It's not groundbreaking though. I could go with Diddy here, and I guess I'll do that real quick. But basically, the more developers we have making regular 3D platformers, or what I mean is 3D platformers regularly, I think the more innovation we're going to see. So I think one 3D platformer series we have. I don't think I can jump this. This probably requires a Diddy barrel. Speaking of Diddy barrels, yeah, you're right. Flying with Diddy, that is a pain. Because the controls are really wonky. I mean, you hold A down for 2 seconds and you're suddenly at the top of the sky, basically. Huh. I don't know if there's a Diddy barrel yet. That might appear later. And so, yeah, and there's a lot of things in this game that are like that. The controls can be very difficult in certain places. Make sure I'm not missing too much here. It looks like there's some action. A lot of action. I don't know what that's about. Huh. Well. Okay. Oh, color-coded. It's color-coded. Oops. The Nintendo 64 had C buttons, which were very distinctive. Let me get at a better angle. But when you have a C stick, it's pretty easy to accidentally press the wrong thing. Alright. Lanky time. Yeah, so, I mean, the controls certainly needed refinement. Because they're just very sensitive. If you watch the boss battle that I did just on today's stream, that was very difficult to control. Yeah, basically, if they were to try and make a Donkey Kong 3D platformer today, I think that it could be done well. I would want, in an ideal world, the team from Yooka-Laylee to produce it, because their humor is so deeply interwoven into this game, and this game did set a precedent in many respects, and then not to mention the fact that... which color were we on? Was it purple? It set a precedent, and... oh, no, it was Chunky's time. Since Rare made Donkey Kong Country 2, and it can be hard to capture that spirit with a completely different development team. So if they were going to make it today, I think they would, in an ideal world, want to capture the magic of Rare. Could such a thing ever be possible? They would want to probably make the game smaller, because this game is huge. Like I said before, there's 201 golden bananas, and very few people have the energy for that. It seems like 120 is just about the upper limit. I think the character design is fine, and them having all of their own items to collect is fine, but they should make it more cohesive. So perhaps different characters could have their own sections where the vast majority, if not all of their items are. That would make it easier for people to complete the game, get items more easily. Where is this? Is it up there? Well, I need to get Diddy's feather gun back out here. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's hers. Tiny Kong. So yes, I think it could be done. The other thing is, if you haven't noticed, we get a lot of 2D platformers from Nintendo. Like, a lot. We have a Pikmin one coming out, we had a Chibi Robo one that I'm actually playing through right now. We have new Super Mario Brothers. From other developers, we have Rayman and Shantae. Maybe it'll be easier from this vantage point. And so, I mean, it's worth discussing. Do we really need Donkey Kong also to remain a 2D platformer only? I do like the Donkey Kong Country Returns series, so I don't think that should go away. But yeah, we should get more 3D platformers than just Super Mario Odyssey from Nintendo. I think at least having one more series wouldn't hurt. I realize this genre isn't necessarily mainstream anymore, like it used to be. But it's certainly large enough that a developer as large and prestigious and well-equipped like Nintendo could produce just another 3D platforming series. Kirby's 2D. It's gonna take forever. But this is part of the challenge, is I have to get fairies. Oh, if I focus in here, maybe eventually. How long is it gonna take for her to get back here? I mean, I'm not saying they have to do games exactly like, 3D platformers like they did in the 90s. I mean, it's been 25 years now, since, well, 20 years since many of these games were produced. There's certainly going to be different ways of doing things. Oh, see, it takes her like a minute to get back here. Oh, so close. I'm telling you. So close. Sometimes if I take a break from something like this and come back later, I'm better. So, let's just take a Let's just go somewhere else for now. I think this is everybody's favorite level in Donkey Kong 64. I'll admit, it's nice. The level I was just on exhausts a lot of people. I don't know if I want that yet. Thought I'd give it a try. Oh yes. Yeah, in this game, oops, those buttons up there, you have to use Diddy Kong to smash into them. Something interesting happens. I guess I can say it. The entire game, the entire world we're in right now goes to night mode. And there are some differences depending on whether it's day or night. So for instance, this is a good example of a world where it seems to be a little character specific. There's a purple door, which, you know, presumably is for her. So perhaps instead of putting Donkey Kong's bananas here, it might have been nicer to put hers here. But at the same time, Donkey Kong's bananas leading in this direction probably means there's going to be a banana here for him too. So, you know, while I hate to limit the developers, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's more confusing to have everything spread out, but you have more freedom and can make more interesting situations, interesting challenges for the player. But it's more confusing to collect everything. So, you know, for instance, I kind of want to explore this, but I don't want to forget to collect all of Donkey Kong's bananas. So I have to go back real quick and get his bananas real quick. And a lot of people didn't like that. But like I said, I think it's... I personally am okay with... he got me again. I keep wanting to jump on it. Personally, I'm okay with this style, with the way it was designed. But yeah, for future purposes, I think they should, for the sake of other people who did not enjoy this game as much as they could have, it would be better to make it less confusing. So, like already, right now, I've switched between 3 characters for the sole purpose of collecting bananas. And not everybody wants to collect things. That's everything. Let's see what's in here for Lanky. something for Tiny. There's something for Chunky. There's something for Donkey. It looks like there's something for Chunky over there too. The ladder. Here's a balloon for Lanky. Yeah, huh. Well, let's go over here where there's all those buttons for everybody. So this isn't just for Chunky, it's also for everybody. They should probably also change the equipping, de-equipping system. Because basically you have to hold down Z and then press C left to actually put away your weapon. Which, to be honest, isn't that fun. I would rather it kind of automatically appear and disappear. It looks like I have to get another ability for Donkey in order to use that. Oops. She's got some bananas over here. I probably can't press her button either. No. Looks like I need to I should actually go to Cranky Kong's hut. Oh man. The angles could be better. Adding gyro controls certainly would help. We got Lanky. We need Diddy. Certainly keep all their distinctive personalities and abilities, and the little things like Diddy does cartwheels. Lanky kind of vaults across. Oh. Well, that's cool. But see, in this entire place, there's just bananas for everyone, so essentially you have to run up and down this entire thing with each different Kong. Don't know how fun that is. But before I engage further, I should probably go out and see Chunky. I should go out and see Cranky Kong. Because I'm sure he has something good for me. He's a bit of a jerk, obviously. It's in the name. Not right now. This is another challenge that I have to complete. Getting all of the big buttiest smashing. This isn't necessarily too fun. It looks like I'm gonna keep coming back here with different Kongs. Just to be able to push the blue buttons now. Which, I don't know. It's not the coolest thing that's ever happened, let's put it that way. But yeah, Donkey Kong, I think, is a good candidate for... Do you see this? Look at that. And someone was saying on the stream the other day, this game totally trolls you. This is an example of that. It's like, why can't Donkey Kong just go? Look at that. Okay, that took forever. That shouldn't be happening. In other respects, I don't necessarily mind if they don't make another 3D Donkey Kong game, but certainly if they perhaps considered making another 3D platformer besides Mario 3D platformer, I'd be okay with that. So Donkey Kong's not ready. The other button was Tiny's. So let's at least get Tiny in there. And hopefully I don't run into any issues. You should see this game. I think I'm gonna show you. What? But her button's there, isn't it? I don't know. I can never remember this stuff. I don't want to go all the way back into that stupid place just to look at the button. That would be annoying. Oh gosh, I can't remember. I went there with Tiny. I went there with Chunky. I went there with Donkey. I already used Tiny. Maybe let's do... Let's just go with Chunky. Since, at the very least, he had some bananas on the ladder. Which probably means there's something important to climb up to. I did activate your button. See, there's Tiny's button. He wouldn't give me anything. Oh, yeah, it was Donkey Kong that I used. Well, no, he didn't give Donkey Kong either, did he? Did I imagine? See, you can kind of get confused, obviously. Okay, so time challenge. I'm sure you just gun yourself up with this barrel that you unlock. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know. Oh. Well, I guess I do now. That was easy. I thought I might have to run around and not be familiar with the place. And it just didn't give me Tiny stuff. I don't know. They could change Tiny's scream, so it's perhaps a little less. But yeah, these are great characters. I wish that Nintendo would use them. In general, sometimes you'll see Nintendo be hesitant to... okay, where is that? I didn't see that. Where is that? In general, you'll see Nintendo sometimes be hesitant to make use of kind of secondary characters from games from the late 80s and 90s. And I don't know, I don't see the reason for that hesitancy. I better just... Okay. Is it there, maybe? I don't know. I'm not gonna make it, but I need to at least know what I'm... Huh. Kinda looked like it was here, right? Should really make that a little more clear. Yeah, it would certainly be nice if Nintendo perhaps considered making use of these secondary characters more often. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it, guys. Okay. Oh, God. Sometimes you accidentally press B too many times and they sit there kicking and... The barrels are always mini-games. So let's see which one this is.
Welcome to bonus stage.
No way I'm gonna make it now. But I can at least practice. It can be hard to see the ropes. Oops. So that's one other challenge to this game is
Welcome to bonus stage.
the way they implemented these 2D textures into the game made it very difficult to tell how you are oriented towards the game. So you could never, in other words, you couldn't tell if you're in front or behind the rope. Like right now, you can't tell very easily. And I'm not sure what the reason for that is. But see, I've wasted my whole time just because of this issue. So that was another frustrating aspect about this game. I think that might have been easier to see on CRT televisions.
Welcome to bonus stage.
So, you know, despite people critiquing this game for being kind of a collectathon, that's actually an appealing aspect for many people. See, I'm not even sure what just happened there. Come on. And I do like collecting things. I have to admit, that's one of the things I enjoy doing in games. It doesn't matter really what game it is. Zelda, Donkey Kong, Paper Mario. Standard Mario. Chibi Robo Zip. Oh gosh. Chibi Robo Ziplash. Almost every game has something to collect. In terms of favorite things to collect, in this game there's a lot of options.
Well done!
That was fun. I enjoyed collecting those little coins. I would say probably the funnest thing to collect. The blueprints are pretty cool because you get to go and find whatever enemy holds those blueprints, and they're hidden somewhere throughout the level, so that's pretty fun. I think it's time for Chunky. The fairies are a little tedious to collect, so I'm not necessarily a big fan of them. The bananas can be tedious because they're spread all throughout. Look at that. See, it's a 2D texture, but you can't really tell where it is. For some reason, I'm not... Okay. See, that it did not look like it was to the left of me. You could have sworn it was to the left, not the right. But you couldn't tell. I don't know. But probably the most enjoyable item to collect in this game, if you had to choose just one, I would go for the keys. I don't think it shows the key. Oh, it does. The boss keys are pretty fun because the boss battles are really fun. The Nintendo coin was fun. It's also a real pain to get for people who are not particularly good at old video games. We got a balloon. And we got a blueprint enemy. So see, suddenly the bananas changed from Chunky to Donkey Kong. And then there's a Donkey Kong pad up here. Luckily, you get to switch real quick. We get to see a barrel maze. So this is one aspect that I think is awesome. This game did barrel mazes wonderful. Like, I would just play a game that solely consists of barrel mazes. If they could just, like, make 100 barrel mazes. I always miss those bananas. That would be a lot of fun. But yeah, the boss keys are definitely the most fun object to collect. I mean, you know, the golden bananas are a blast. And basically, in order to collect them, you have to basically play the game. So, I would say that if golden bananas are your favorite thing to collect, it's kind of a cop-out answer. Not a bad answer. At this point, I can't even tell where I am. Okay, so I went for that second barrel last time. It's actually the first. I guess. Oh, I missed that one. All right. Not the first one. I mean, not the second one, the first one. Did I not just go through the ring? I mean, seriously, I think I just went through the ring, right? Am I delusional? Do I have to make a save state or something of that effect? Oh, man. Oh, those noises. I can't do it. I'm not sure if there's a real logic to how these barrels can launch you. They're just kind of magic barrels. I'm sure there is an explanation in one of these Donkey Kong games. Okay, here's the... You know what? I am going to create a restore point, as they're called, in the Wii U. Because, as entertaining as it must be to see you go through that maze a million times... Oh my god! Oh my gosh! See, that's why I made the restore point. Just for the sake of time. I swear. See, now I can move on with my life. Thank you, save states. I mean, restore points. This is another fun minigame because it's challenging, but you're not going to do it a million times just to move on. Like, you want a game to be challenging, but you don't want it to piss you off, you know what I mean? Like, one of the reasons people often play video games is to relax. So for a game just to anger you and aggravate you, I mean, it just kind of defeats the purpose of engaging in gaming to begin with. For some people, I mean, in another respect, it's really, really fun to try something, like, over and over again 100 times. But, you know, in terms of making a game more user-friendly, accessible, I think it's not a bad idea to not make people really upset and frustrated. Just a general theory I have. I'm not saying I'm right. I think I am. Oh, I was gonna say something. Oh, it went. Okay. Something funny about restore points in this game. Not in this game, on the Wii U Virtual Console and the 3DS. So they're called restore points in Nintendo's Virtual Console. And they're called save states in emulators. So one time I was watching Nintendo Minute, and we all know Kit and and the hostess whose name escapes me right now. But anyways, Kit is the guy, and he accidentally said save state. and then corrected himself and said, oh, I mean, restored points. So, you know, I thought that was a little funny. I was watching it with my friend and he pointed that out to me. I think my friend's probably watching the stream. Hello, buddy. How's it going, dude? Okay. See, we're back to the green bananas. And there's a Diddy enemy. And a bunch of Diddy bananas. Oh my gosh. So, I'm gonna go and get those. I'm gonna have to go back and get Diddy. Yeah, I mean, I do understand that frustration. But I don't like the compromise of making a game more linear. By putting all the Kong's items in one area solely, so... I don't know, it's a hard choice to make. I guess perhaps you can't really do both at the same time. You can't have a more open, non-linear concept with multiple characters. Or at least you can't do it enjoyably. My buddy says he's okay. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Splat! Splat! That's what I get for trolling. Okay. Will I need Diddy again in the very near future? You can't know because the draw distance in this game isn't necessarily very informative. That looks like a yellow banana spinning there on that ladder. So it looks like I'm gonna need Donkey of all things, but green looks a lot like yellow, and I'm going to go back and get Chunky anyway, so might as well just not worry about it too much. So basically, you're probably gonna have to go... I'm gonna have to go through this game, go through this world, all during the day with everybody. I think this only affects the outside areas mostly. And then do it all again during the nighttime, just to make sure there's nothing I'm missing. But I think in terms of the inside areas, especially this one, I don't think there's a difference between night and day. So they had the decency not to completely overdo it. Which is good. It's nice to know that they have they have the good sense to know at least a little bit when to quit. And if you read interviews of this game, of the developers when this game was about this game's development, you will hear, oh look, there is a nighttime thing. You'll hear them talk about how they knew they were pushing it to have so many things to collect, and so in many ways this was an experiment for Rare. And it was only relatively successful, I guess. For some people liked it, some people didn't. But one thing's for certain, they did Banjo-Kazooie well, and they did Conker's Bad Fur Day really well. I still haven't played through all of Conker's Bad Fur Day, but that is definitely one of the most widely celebrated 3D platformers, even to this day. I would argue, basically the main reason 3D platformers took a break to begin with is because Nintendo sold Rare. Because without Rare making these prominent 3D platformers on a very popular system, well, popular company, I'm not necessarily arguing that the N64 sold amazingly. I believe it did sell really well. Oh wait, what color is this? That's Linky. But yeah, when Nintendo sold Rare, basically 3D platformers took a hiatus of sorts. Now, obviously Rare did develop a Banjo-Kazooie game and a Conker's Bad Fur Day, remake, at least, for the Xbox and Xbox 360, so it's not that they took a complete break. But basically, 3D platforming kind of fell into the background. It was to the point where people were... On the Nintendo DS, the best 3D platformer to get was Over the Hedge, which is a licensed game. I don't even know who developed it. It's a licensed game for a 3D movie. Let's just stick with Lanky. We don't know what's going to happen out here. And so people started getting really desperate with 3D platformers. For instance, also on the GameCube. The 3D platformers, I think there was a Wallace and Gromit 3D platformer, and that doesn't necessarily have very good reviews. This is a different door. Okay, just for Chunky. Well... Okay, let's get the Diddy Bananas real quick. We'll cartwheel around the place. And I don't know really what else. There was Simpsons Hit and Run, which was really a sandbox game, not necessarily a 3D platformer. It certainly had those elements, but it had collectathons and everything, but it wasn't necessarily a 3D platformer, exclusively anyways. So did we get Chunky's button yet? I don't know. I can't remember. It's so hard to keep track of when you've gotten the upgrades. I guess so. And then on the PlayStation 2 or so, we had Ratchet and Clank series, which I'm playing through on my Vita. Oh, I hate sliding puzzles. I'm not very good at them. That's what this looks like it's gonna be. I better not waste my ammo. This looks like it's gonna be an ammo thing. Okay. Be ready. Thank you. Oh, but see, I need more I need a new kind of weapon. We could at least see what happens. Oh, yeah. Looks like you're gonna have to shoot. Oh. Well, this isn't too bad. But who? Oh, I bet if you make it into each of them... Ugh. Stupid bee. Well, let's do Tiny. Because Tiny is mostly done already. Oh my god. Okay, that didn't work. I guess I have to go for Chunky. I might as well wait for the clock to run out. We could kind of see. That's Lanky. That's Donkey. That's Chunky. Okay, so from Tiny, we go we shoot each tile 3 times from Tiny. Don't know how helpful that will be. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh. Now I'm a little confused. 1, 2, 3. I probably need a bunch of these. Yep. Yeah, the perspective on this game can be kind of wacky. Yeah, so I've been talking a lot about the backtracking, which is another discussion point. I think one other aspect of the backtracking that people often complain about is that, as with many other games actually, you would only gain access to certain parts of a world if you got an upgrade. So you see me going to Cranky to get some upgrades. That's something that a lot of people do not like. They really want all their abilities from the get-go, or at least to have their abilities, whatever abilities they need for that particular world, already be acquired prior to even encountering the issue. Because otherwise you have to remember where it was and then go back to it. I'm gonna have to figure this out. That's wrong. It's not that one. I'm gonna just find it and go up to it. Okay, that's it. So go up this way. The camera's probably gonna switch around a bit. Okay, that's not very helpful. Well, where there's all these mushrooms, they're just, yeah, I don't know how helpful that's gonna be. But I mean, I think power-ups adding a little bit of what? No. Yes, I did it. Oh, come on. Oh. See, the perspective is just messed up here. There's no way I would have done that on purpose. That was completely an accident. I do not have the skill necessary. I wonder what these are about. Do I have to come back here when I get them? Can't remember what that's about. I should probably go and find... I don't even remember his name. There's a guy who... There's a Kong who... I think I'm actually done with this whole thing. There's a guy who handles your ammo. I forget his name. Well, let's see where this takes us. Might as well get the Donkey Kong bananas. But yeah, overall, yeah, this game features backtracking, it features upgrades, it has perspective issues, it is very long and tedious in some respects, but at the same time you're not forced to get everything. I think the addition of many different characters in a 3D platforming style is actually interesting, and a worthwhile experiment, certainly something worth continual experiments. And so, with all that combined, I think that we do have the makings for a really good game concept. It's a good template to go off of. There's certainly many things to change, but there's also many things to keep. Ooh. Okay, so that gate opens at night. That gate opens at night. Oh, and everyone loves this level. There's something special about the music. I forget exactly what it is. I think it may be that the music in this game, in this level, was the music in some other canceled... Well, some other level that was going to be in Banjo-Kazooie or Tooie or something to that effect, but it didn't quite make it. Oh no, I think it's actually that this entire level world, was supposed to be in Banjo-Kazooie, and then they moved it here. So, there's something. I don't know if there's really anything I can do here, maybe. Oh. guess I could have just shot myself up there. Yeah, so I think this level is supposed to be a Banjo-Kazooie level. That's something. Is that really all there is? I need Diddy to change the times. Let's get Chunky's bananas. Is there a chunky door? There's a blue door. There's a purple door. There's a green door. Well, yeah, he does have one. Let's go through the blue door. With Lanky. I can't do that. And now there's Donkey Kong bananas. Ugh. Sorry. Oh my god. The camera. Alright. I really want this. Alright. Better walk over this real quick. Yeah, I think pretty much this entire level was supposed to be a Banjo-Kazooie level. I don't know. Maybe I'm spreading lies, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Normally it kind of ends you. It doesn't usually... Oh, here we are. No, never mind. Normally when you're collecting the little bananas, it goes in pairs of 5s or 10s, so you always leaves you with a rounded number, so... When you only have 64, like I do right now, it can be a little... concerning. Okay. Remember, I need Diddy. There's a tiny thing. This may have to do with Chunky. There's a chunky coin up there. What about what's here? Well, sorry. Huh. Yeah, the camera's all wonky. Tiny has a bunch of things in there. But her barrel's not available, I don't think. Is it? No, it is. Yeah, it is. I just meant in terms of whether I unlocked the ability to use it. So basically this entire place is locked down during the day. Except for this one door over here. So, like, for instance, right now the game is making me think. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I generally am okay with thinking. Thinking's okay. So a lot of people sometimes are like, oh, this is tedious. It wasn't immediately apparent to me what to do. And I'm like, well, yeah, that can be annoying, depending on the context, but, you know, kind of filling out an area, checking things out, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It looks like this is Chunky's deal. So, what some people might call tedious, other people might call compelling. Okay. So I guess it's also, at the end of the day, you are definitely subject to different opinions and I don't think you can throw it. Well, there's something to do out here if I think I sort of remember this part. And I think, if I recall correctly, you're supposed to break open this door over here somehow. Probably like this. Yeah. Maybe not every single little item had to be color coordinated. Oh. Like, it would have been nice if the coins, for instance, it would have been okay for those to just be shared collectively. And for all upgrades to be gotten collectively, so when you get 15 coins, everybody gains this ability. The use of instruments is good. I remember it taking me forever to figure out this particular puzzle. And it's probably going to take me forever again. So there's several tiny barrels. There does not appear to be a character barrels here to switch to. So I just have to go out, find a barrel somewhere, go back in. It looks like Tiny's the star of the show for this entire level. World. Should probably do this. Just start going. See, I'm kind of spinning out right now. The controls sometimes will do that. You'll accidentally go right like that, and then suddenly you will not be able to easily get back in line. And in general, that's a problem with swimming controls, I think, for many games. That said, this is certainly something that's been smoothed out over the years. But fairly well implemented in this game, I think. I did play the Ukulele Toy Box Plus demo, which essentially has its own entire world or level, whatever you want to call it. And you do collect a pagey at the end, and then there's 100 of something to collect. I don't even know the names of everything. And, I mean, I thought that it controlled well there. I have heard in general that they didn't make all the improvements that they could have, that they essentially made another N64-esque platformer. But to me, that's kind of the point of Yooka-Laylee. I'm not sure why people would complain about that, honestly. I mean, it depends on what they mean, I suppose. So if they mean... for instance, that it's just bad to have a 3D platformer in general, that it's bad to have a collectathon in general, then really what they're doing is they're saying they don't like 3D platformers, period. In which case, it's confusing to me why people would even buy the game. But if, on the other hand, they're saying things like, oh, the camera feels like a 1990s game, and they didn't improve the camera at all, then I can understand that complaint. So, I don't know. I'll play it and see what it's like. But in general, I think the basic formula of a 3D platformer is commendable, interesting, worthwhile. Okay, what did I even do here? I did something, I mean... Well, there's a switch. There's 3 Donkey Kong switches there. Certainly worth continual experimentation. I think, for instance, even Ratchet and Clank doesn't necessarily scratch that 3D platformer itch because it is fairly linear. You are going from point A to point B. It's heavily story-driven. Super Mario World was... Super Mario 3D World was good, but episodic. So you would go from one level to the next, so there wasn't an interconnected overworld connecting everything. Okay, so this... I'm sure there's a plaque or something somewhere. Telling me what to do. Let's just start with 3. Okay. You're just gonna have to learn by trial and error. I'm sure it starts with 2. 2, 3, 1 seems like a good guess. 2. No. 2, 1, 3. Or not. Okay. Let's just look around a little bit for clues, because I'm sure it's 2, 1, 2, or something, but it could go on for a while. Ugh. I guess I'm gonna have to just find out the hard way. I looked around pretty good, I think. Y'all have seen that. So, is there something I missed? Possibly. Am I gonna go looking for it right now? No, I'll just do it this way. Let's see how far I get. Maybe I'll kind of die before before figuring it out. 2, 1, 2. Okay. 2. 1. 1. 3. 2, 1, 1, 3. 2. 1. Nice. I don't even know if the game tells you what to do anywhere. What? Oh, I'm gonna have to do that whole thing again. 2, 1, 1, 3, 2. Hopefully I remember that. Chances are I'm gonna have to do that whole thing again at night. I'm still not exactly certain what to do here. Seems like there's probably another switch or something to turn on. Okay. I remember this part being kind of fun. Diddy. Yeah. From certain angles, those balloons, the Donkey Kong balloons in particular, look like a happy face to me. I don't know if anybody else would agree. Well, that was useless because now I'm just gonna switch, and whenever you switch, you get full health. Anyway. Why would they put that right next to the barrel? I guess they didn't really want people. Alright. At least get these. It's a total gamble which Kong I shall need next. No, it's not. It is actually quite obvious. If I had to choose one of the Kongs being my favorite, and you know, Tiny's awesome in that she has the hair spin that allows her to kind of make a really long jump. Donkey Kong is certainly not my favorite. Has a very limited jump range, which got him stuck in the moat earlier, if you recall. He's got power, but I don't know. In this game, that's not a major difference. Okay, I'll have to come back here. I'll come back here with Diddy. Whatever, I'll do it now. Diddy Kong is cool. I would say he's the most difficult to control. Because he's fast. And the analog sticks in this game are very loose. And that doesn't make for a very easy combination. Okay, so this entire area looks like what's left of it. You need to go nighttime. Alright. And then with Chunky, he's pretty fun. He's kind of like the better Donkey Kong. But basically, Lanky is easily my favorite. There's a reason for that. I thought the barrel was there. Huh. Well, I suppose it's time for nighttime. That was completely accidental. Let's go check this out. Is there really even a point? There's a barrel to shoot you up. Then there's this Diddy Kong flying barrel. I'm not sure there's a reason for this. Whatever. Oh. That's a surprise. Oh my gosh. Well, I could have figured that out. The entire place is surrounded in bullets. Ammo refills. Okay. I don't even know. I guess it's time to go back with Tiny. I should probably switch to Tiny. Because there's that gate over there that has her feathers. And then there's that place I was just at, the little factory, if you will. Okay, not this again. That's not what I wanted. Where's this barrel? Donkey, Diddy, no, Tiny. Well, that was fun. I will come back later. I'm gonna need to go back to the area where there was the... I guess I haven't been down here yet, have I? I would have gone back and gotten these, I think. No? I skipped over that every time. Or those bananas were only appear at night, or something like that. Okay. Yes. Oh no, the banana is available. Can anybody get it? Probably not. That would be the first time that type of thing would have happened, so... This was not open before. Okay. This appears to be a battle arena. There are a lot of bullets, ammo. Not abundantly clear what to do. It's like automatically running. That was very odd. Well, that's one way to do it. Or not. Let's go back and try this again. Honestly, oh gosh. Honestly, it's not clear to me what on earth you're supposed to do there. I don't want to watch that cutscene again. Yum, yum, yum. One, two, three. That the spits appear to be timed. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're kind of random, I think. I'm probably preoccupying myself. Okay. Okay. It is definitely not abundantly clear what is going on. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna die again, more than likely. I just want to kill your mother. Is that so bad? I'm just wasting all my ammo. Oh man, I'm gonna have to end this stream soon. Too much pressure. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that out later, but this is the end of the scheduled stream for now. I'm going to take a break myself for lunch. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been an official stream of our Nintendo Twitch channel. Please visit us on reddit.com/r/Nintendo for gaming news, discussion, podcasts, or Twitch. So thanks for joining me, and please join us in the discussion topic for Donkey Kong 64. You can just click the Game Club image in the sidebar and it will take you right to it. It is also pinned on the top right now, so I highly recommend joining us for that. Thanks once again, guys. See ya.